Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I'm going to say, Call Halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakah Kudash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us his truth and rule well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakah Kudash, Barakatham. It's the brother Kazaf from Meneval 12 West Coast coming back at it again with another lesson. And this lesson is coming through the inspiration of this post on RT on the Instagram that I came across about a few days ago. I've been meaning to do a lesson on this, But anyways, the post is titled "French presidential candidate wants to withdraw France from NATO and ally with Russia." All right, now this is prophetic because for him to be a presidential candidate, that means that there are people in France that support him, and this conversation is something that's obviously being had, in the political houses, if you will, in France, kind of like the Senate here in America, they got their own thing over there. And so they're having that conversation, whether they should withdraw France, from NATO and the EU and ally with Russia. Now, this is ultimately going into the book of Revelations, chapter 17, where it says, "And the beast shall hate the whore," all right, which the whore represents Babylon, okay? And the beast, with the 10 horns, all right, that represents the NATO, the EU, all right, that the European Union, So, hey, man, everything written in the scriptures is manifesting itself, all right? And we are almost home. You got the Russians, sending troops not sending troops, planning to send troops to Venezuela. You have a Russian submarine, carrying nukes detected off the U.S. coast. So the Lord is moving mountains for our delivery, okay? And, it's been pretty heavy lately, being attacked on all sides, dealing with all manner of, oppression and adversity, but just know that, the end of the finish line is going to be worth it, man. All right, to hit that finish line is going to be worth it because, Lord willing, we're of the elect. We're going to receive those crowns. All right, so, without further ado, we're going to hit the scripts. Okay, we're going to go with the book of Revelations, chapter 17. And I believe I'm going to start at verse 16. All right, get straight to the point. And it reads, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast," which that represents the EU, European Union, "these shall hate the whore." All right, and the whore represents Babylon, aka America, the United States, "and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." Going into the missiles, man, because if they ally with Russia, that means that they're going to follow suit with what them Russians, which are, the Medes, according to the Bible, with what they're going to do. Okay. Well, prophetically speaking, the Medes, just to clear things up, but when them Russians give out that order, all right, and a lot of these, European Union, these European countries, they don't like Americans, man. All right. They have I don't want to say indignation, but they have some type of spite. They have some type of strife towards so-called Americans, all right, towards America. Okay, so it's not going to be, it's not going to be hard for this scripture right here to manifest itself. It's already beginning, all right? So it's already starting to manifest itself. So I'm read it again. "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." Salak. All right, so there you have it, man. Okay. And another thing too, just not just one precept, give it a little bit more to the lesson. All right. I'm gonna go to this one particular precept. It's one of my favorite precepts. Can't remember it right now, so I'm just gonna look it up. It says, "A kingdom divided." Oops, misspelled divided. Now just bear with me, Akim. All right, "A kingdom divided. There we go. Should I go with Luke or should I go with, I'm just going to go with Mark. All right, so the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 24. And it reads, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end. All right. And Esau, so-called white man, who is the ruling class, the ruling echelons of the whore and the beast with the 10 horns, being the NATO and the EU, is divided against himself. Okay. For France to have that, for France to be considering pulling out of the NATO and the EU to side with the Russians is a manifestation of prophecy. All right. And guess what? These other Europeans are going to do that too, man. Okay. You're going to do that too. Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to put the spirit on them to do it. All right. I'm not know, I speak as a man. I don't know what reasoning they're going to have behind it. Okay. But Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to put it in their minds to do it. All right. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to end it off with this book of Proverbs. I believe it's chapter 21. Yup, there it is. All right, chapter 21, verse 1. It reads, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Okay, so at the end of the day, all these different nations, all right, the people who direct them, the kings, presidents, prime ministers, whatever titles that they hold, okay, ultimately they're under the control of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. The Lord will manipulate them into doing his will. All right. And to fit the prophecy. Okay. So with that, I'm going to say, call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah HaKodash. Forgive me the spirit to do this lesson. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the Akim out there. All right. With that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next.